grep Ohio states, grep New York states, grep Montana states. Well, that feels like a lot of redundant work. I'm John. I've spent 15 years in cyber, and I want to discuss a grep option with you that will allow us to search all of these patterns at once, instead of typing out an entire command for each pattern. This will save you time and frustration when you actually need to search for multiple patterns. Now, we'll cover this in a second, but first, I want to remind you that if you're struggling with something in Linux right now, drop it in the comments. That's how I decide what to cover next. Now let's dive in. The -e grep option is what allows us to search multiple patterns with one grep command. There isn't a great mnemonic or memory trick to remembering what the -e stands for and or does, but on screen are some options, so just pick one that makes sense to you. I personally think of the -e as standing for the word expression, but that's me. Again, just pick one that feels right to you. Now let's see how to use the -e. We'll clear our screen, we'll go grep -e Ohio -e New York -e Montana states file. Oh, mistyped grep. We'll fix that. And there we go. Now, I want to point out that if you're going to use the -e option in your grep search, you have to place the -e before each term, or else it won't work. Let me show you this, for instance. Grep. Now, I would assume that because this is the first term, that I wouldn't have to put the -e before Ohio, but that's actually not true, as you'll see in a second here. See, it's treating Ohio like it's a file that I'm telling it to search. So, again, you want to use the -e option. It has to be before each and every search term. Now, don't look at this option as silly or a waste. It may be quick and easy, but little tricks like this are how you really build a good foundation for grep knowledge before we get into the more advanced stuff. The real winners in life are the ones that make just a little progress each day. And as those days compound and their knowledge compounds, one day they wake up and find themselves being an expert. And that's it for this one. If there's a Linux topic you'd like broken down simply, clearly, and thoroughly, drop it in the comments. And thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.